Okay, so let's run a thought experiment together. Either God exists or God doesn't exist. We are not here to settle that debate here. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, God exists. Fine. If God exists, then God is, by definition, the creator of the cosmos. But here's where it gets interesting. How does God create? If He is a creator of the cosmos, how does God create? Think about two images: a potter making a pot. The potter is the intelligent cause, the nimitta karana. He knows what he is doing, he has intention. But he needs clay, the external material, the upadana karana. The creator and the material are two separate things. Nimitta karana and upadana karana are different. Now think about a spider spinning its web. The spider doesn't go looking for a thread. It produces thread from itself. The spider is both the intelligent behind the web and the material of the web. The spider is both the nimitta karana and the upadana karana of its own web. He is the intelligence and the raw material both. Even Upanishad actually use this metaphor, yathorna bhi srujyate guhyate cha. As the spider projects and withdraws its web, so does Brahman. Now here is the problem with potter model. If God creates like a potter, then the clay, the raw material, the upadana karana of the universe must exist outside of God, just like the clay exists outside of potter. But wait, can anything exist outside God? If God is actually infinite, if God is ground of all existence, then no, nothing can exist outside of Him. So the potter models logically collapses, which means God must be like the spider. God creates the universe out of Himself. He is both the nimitta karana, the intelligence behind the creation, and the very substance of it, upadana karana of it. If that's true, then everything around us, everything we see and touch and experience, is in some sense nothing other than God. The creator has become the creation. But now a harder question comes up. What kind of becoming is this? Has God literally transformed into universe? Is the transformation actual, like milk into curd? If so, then we are living in a kind of a curd universe, a kind of diminished change form of the divine. The God has been converted into the rocks and rivers and human bodies. Is the transformation actual and non-reversible? This type of transformation is known as parinama. Shankaracharya says no, that's not what's happening. The transformation is only an apparent, vivarta, not real, parinama. The transformation from creator to creation is not real, is not ontologically real, it's not parinama, it's only apparent transformation, which is known as vivarta. For example, think of a rope lying on the ground in dim light. You see a snake, your heart races, but there was never a snake. Only a rope appearing as a snake. A snake has no real ontological reality. The moment there is clarity, the snake vanishes. It never had an independent existence. That's what this world is, Shankaracharya says. Brahma, Satya, Jagat, Mithya. Brahman alone is real, the world is appearance. The rope alone is real, the snake is an appearance. You following me? But now there is one more trap to avoid. If God appears as the universe, does that mean that God has completely become the universe? Is this universe the full emptying of God, the full extent of God? Is God just another name for everything that exists? Well, that's pantheism, by the way. And the problem with pantheism is this: if God is entirely exhausted into the world, there is nothing beyond, no transcendence, nowhere for liberation to even point toward. The spider has dissolved completely into his own web. This reminds me, once Swami Vivekananda was in America and one lady came and she said, Swamiji, you said that everything is God. Swamiji said, I have never taught such a strange doctrine. I have never said everything is God. I have said only God is. You see, this is a crucial and subtle distinction, a subtle difference of enormous consequence. The Vedas actually resolve this beautifully. There is a verse in the Purusha Sukta which says, Padosya Vishwa Bhutani Tripadrashya Mritam Devi, which we discussed in the earlier video. 1/4 of him becomes all beings. 3/4 remain beyond, untouched, immortal. And yet, at the same time, Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahman. Everything that is, everything here is Brahman. Both are true simultaneously. So here is where the algorithm lands. God is genuinely present in the cosmos, not hiding behind it, not merely watching it, and yet God is not exhausted by it. The universe is not separate from God, but it is not the whole of God. The spider spun the web from itself, but the spider didn't disappear into the web. That's the picture. That's the resolution. The spider is still there outside of web, as it is, three-fourths, as they say. And that is panentheism, you see, that God is not universe. There is no universe. Only God is appearing as universe. There is no snake. There is only rope. Due to ignorance, it is appearing as snake.